Okay, hello. I am back into doing the lives. I was doing them a couple of times a week before Christmas break started, so we're gonna get back into that routine. For the ones that have already seen me do this, I'm really sorry, but I've had so many new followers ask to show how to do the French baguettes. For all the new followers that are kind of confused, the Food Nanny is my mom, and I am her daughter, and I am just trying to help out her social media. So you will see the two of us that are doing her Instagram. I'm a young mom that is living her plan, so I'm trying to show people that you can be doing this at any age, and so that's what we're doing. Anyways, okay, so this French baguette recipe from start to finish is 30 minutes. In the recipe, it says 45, but honestly, it's faster than that. Say hello if you can see me and all that. And so sorry, like I said, if you've already seen this, maybe you don't want to watch it, but I'm going to show you how quick and easy this actually is, okay? So to start, with people that don't know, I like to get my All-Star yeast. This is from Costco. Hi, everybody. This is super cheap. This will last you a long time. Why do I keep saying All-Star? It's Red Star. Red Star. Hi, you guys. So it's Red Star. This is like $4 at Costco, and this will last you a very long time. I put it in the freezer because it keeps yeast okay for a lot longer. You can keep some in your fridge, but I like this way more, and I've explained that many times. So we have our bread, we have our water going a half a cup. The way the bread is going to do a whole lot better when you start off your yeast mixture first to begin with, okay? So your water can never be too hot. It's going to kill your yeast. Ask questions for people that have never seen this, but it's going to kill your yeast. Now, cold water you can do, but it's going to take a whole lot longer for your yeast to grow. So you want it kind of in between the middle, and I like to test it on my wrist like a baby bath, a baby bottle. For some of those, you've heard that 1,000 times. So you just want it to be a good temperature. Now, don't forget about our cute little Food Nanny spoons. So many of you said you bought this for Christmas. I'm excited for you. It's a 4-in-1 tablespoon, teaspoon, a half teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon. That's on our website. If you buy the cookbooks, you actually can put these on there, add these on there for $3, and you don't have to pay shipping on it. Okay, so we're adding 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. I will try to answer questions because I've had a lot of you asking me for help. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon, which I've already prepared, of sugar, okay? Now, some bread recipes ask for sugar. Sometimes they don't. It just helps. It helps your yeast grow a lot faster. Now, this is the other trick when you're doing yeast, okay? You don't totally go in and stir it like crazy. You want to do a fold. You're just kind of going to fold your yeast in, and then you want to put the lid on top to trap the heat, because that, oh, it's right here. Like this. This is how you keep your yeast like warm and keep it growing. So this is what I like to do. Now, when it's winter and you're making bread in your kitchen is going to be colder than normal, right? You want to turn your oven on and get your kitchen warm. So the bread, the baguettes cook at 450 degrees. So I just have my oven going so my kitchen starts to get warm in here, because your bread's going to do a whole lot better. If your kitchen is cold, your bread's not going to grow as well. How long will the yeast stay good in the freezer for? I say 2 years. And that's the truth. I've had this for almost 2 years, and it really does. It lasts in the freezer. You just double bag it, fold it over, and put it in the freezer. I don't like buying the packets. We just don't like that, me and my mom, the Food Nanny. And this is very inexpensive, like I said, and yeah, it lasts forever in there. So it's great. Okay, so this is only going to take a minute. Do you see how our yeast is already starting to grow? Can you see that? I try to explain that because when your yeast isn't starting to create and getting a little bubbly and all that on top, it's worth it to dump it and start over instead of doing your whole dough and trying to create it with bad yeast, because it's not going to turn out anyways. So this is good. And sometimes, like I've said, my yeast will be going crazy and it will be coming over the top. And sometimes you'll just see that it's barely starting to go. So if you can just see that it's starting, you're good, okay? Because every bread recipe is different. Anyways, okay, we're gonna go fast. The French salt that we keep talking about, my mom served a mission over in Germany about a year ago, and she discovered this French salt, okay? And I've told this story many times, so I'm sorry, but we're getting new people and we love that you're here and following. So anyways, it was funny. She went into a little French restaurant and she said, "Why does this taste so good?" And he couldn't really speak English and he pointed to this bag. So anyways, long story short, when my mom left her mission, she thought, there's no way I'm ever gonna find this in the US. She had a suitcase full of it. Like, I'm talking 100 plus bags of it. When I went to go visit her, she stocked me up on it. And anyways, we moved back to the US, and guess who has this salt, you guys? World Market. World Market. And I love World Market. You can buy this on Amazon as well, but it's actually cheaper at World Market. And some of our fans in Utah have said they've gone to World Market and the salt is sold out. So anyways, just keep going back. It is going to change your life on anything you make, anything and everything. And I'm a talker. We're talking a lot. So I don't want to take too much time because I want to show you this. But a lot of you about the salt say it's wet. I'm scared because my salt is wet. This is a sea salt, so don't be afraid of that. I keep it in this because I like to have it out by my stove to use at all times. It will dry, and that's fine too. If you don't like the chunks, then I like to make it a little smaller. I have it in a salt grinder. I have it in many different ways, and you can buy it finer as well. But this salt is going to change your life. And I promise, I mean, the ones that have tried it, they know what I'm talking about. Your quality of taste is amazing. Where did you get that cute bowl? Okay, this is actually from France too, when I went to visit my mom. But guess what? World Market too has one just like this. I'm talking identical. And it's a good price, and you can get it on a coupon. So I love this. I have it out on by my stove all the time. I love this thing. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, now on bread recipes, especially on ours, you never add all the flour, because whether flour, everybody's using different flour. You never wanna add all the flour because it's going to either be too much, so you've ruined the bread, it's too hard, or there's other times where you're going to add the full amount, whatever. So just do the least amount that it calls for. It calls for 3 1/4 cup. So I'm gonna do 2 1/4 cup, okay? And we're gonna see how it goes. So we're gonna do 2 1/4. I hope you can see this. I try to do this on my tripod. So we're gonna go 2 1/4 cup. You can always add flour, but you can never take away, okay? That's on our pizza dough, that's on everything. So we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of our French salt now. We're gonna add the 2 teaspoons, and then we're adding 1 more teaspoon of sugar, okay? And this is basically it, you guys. And then we have 1 cup of the warm water again. So we're going to mix, and I want to pull this back so you can see. And then look at our yeast now. Look at our yeast now. That's just a good growing yeast. And like I said, sometimes it won't get that high, but if you see that it's getting bubbly on top, then go with it. Make sure to ask questions, the ones that have been wanting me to do this. But this bread is just super yummy. I love to have friends over. Like I said, I'm having friends over for lunch. Women love a salad, so I'm making the Pear Gorgonzola salad. I will take a picture of it and give you the recipe. It's very good. But I love to have something with my salad. I've got to have some bread and always a dessert. Okay, so we've added 2 1/4 cup, and do you see that it's still really sticky? So it's not enough. So we've got to add more. Now, when your bread starts coming away from the bowl, that's how you know your bread is done. Now, a lot of you have asked, can I do this in a mixer? Of course you can. We don't really do that. I feel like my mom taught me, I've been making this bread since I was 11 years old. It's not an exaggeration. And she just always wanted me to know how to make it so that when I was in college, if I didn't have all the tools, because I didn't have the money at college, I didn't have a bread maker at college, so she just said, learn by hand, and you get a better feel for your bread by hand. You get a better feel. What kind of flour do you use? Can whole wheat flour be used? Of course you can. You can add whole wheat if you wanted to add some white, some whole wheat. We even have this recipe is gluten-free. We showed you over Christmas break, and it's really good gluten-free. I couldn't believe it. I had never had it until my mom made it, and it was really good. The flour that I use, I just like to get at Costco because it's an amazing price. And in Utah, where I'm from and all my family's at, the Lehigh Roller Mills flour, I don't know if you can find better, and that is sold in your Costco. But I live in Colorado, and so I just grab whatever flour is there, and I like it. It's just an all-purpose flour. I don't use a cake flour when I'm making my cakes. I don't use a bread flour. It's just an all-purpose because we just don't really find that big of a difference using it, and it's just more cost-effective. It can be expensive. Okay, so I'm talking while I'm doing this, but look, I'm still having to add some more. So really, this bread today is taking the full amount of flour. And so that's why every day is so different. If I were to make this tomorrow, it wouldn't probably be as much. What type of yeast do you use? So I get that at Costco as well, and it's called Red Star. It's the best yeast, you guys. It is the absolute best. My mom has been using it for years. I've been using it for years, and it's the absolute best. Okay, so this is starting to come away from the bowl, but man, we're really using it. But this is going to be good. Okay, awesome, thank you. Sorry, anybody can ask questions. Okay, so this is coming away. Now, when my kitchen is really cold, I'm in a rental, and so my granite, I feel like I'm used to my mom's butcher block. Her island is butcher block, which is so warm and so good to knead breads and all of that on it because it's such a warm surface. So there are times where my kitchen feels so cold that I love to do my bread on a breadboard. I love it because, I don't know, it reminds me of my mom's and it's warm. What's the name of the salt again? So we always say everything wrong. It's Grossel. I'm not even gonna say it. I say it so wrong. But you can DM me after for the salt picture and I can email it to you. Okay, so it was coming away from the bowl, but this is still kind of sticky. So I'm gonna take my breadboard. I'm gonna put out some flour. Can you see this? And I'm gonna knead it for a second because it's gonna be totally perfect if I'm gonna knead it, okay? So how we like to knead the dough, and like I said, when I'm not talking, this bread is super fast. You take a corner, can you see this? Because I think the comments are in it. But you take a corner and you fold it down and you turn. Take a corner, fold it down, turn. Take a corner, fold it down, turn. So you're going to continually do that until you are getting more flour into your dough and it's just feeling good. You want it to feel really soft and good. When the bread is too hard, it's not going to be good. You're going to bake your bread off and it's going to feel, it's going to just be really hard and heavy. You want the crust to be a crust on the outside, but you want it to be soft on the inside. So see how soft the dough just needs to be? It's just this, it's playable. That's what's kind of like the best for it. Okay, so now I'm taking one of my other favorite kitchen accessories, my dough scraper. I use this like every day. Mine is from Sur La Table. We're gonna start having some of our favorite things on our website. And gross, I've got dough now all over my hands because we're gonna go find the products ourselves. and show you where. Okay, so you're gonna just cut them into halves, okay? Because these are making 2 baguettes. And let me show you. I have a baguette pan. You don't have to buy a baguette pan. I get that question a ton. You're gonna spray it, but guess what? You're just not gonna get an authentic shape. If you don't buy the baguette pan, that's fine. You can do it on a cookie sheet. It's not going to change the taste of anything, but it's gonna change the look of it. And I love how they come out looking like a real authentic from France baguette in your home. I'm not kidding. You will never buy store-bought ever again. Ever again. And this is costing you nothing to make at home. And your family won't believe it. Okay, so now you're gonna take your dough and you're just kind of gonna roll it in the middle, and you're gonna be making a long, like a long hot dog bun. So you're gonna push from the middle out. Push from the middle out. And look, they don't have to be perfect because guess what? They look different every time. Okay, well that one kind of went funny on the side. I'm gonna redo this one. But they don't have to look perfect, and because once they come out, they always look good. What spray do you like? I like the Costco too. This is the one that my mom buys too. It's just the Kirkland cooking spray. How do you beat the prices? Is there a baguette pan you recommend? Okay, so we've tried lots of different ones. There's some with holes, without holes. This one, I have both. I don't know why, but sometimes I gravitate more to this one that doesn't have holes, but I have both. My favorite, if you're in Utah, I know I'm like Utah stores. Orson Gigi, I know has a really good baguette pan. I know that Sur La Table has a good baguette pan, but a really cheap one is the Kitchen Outlet. Every outlet store, like Patrice, it would be the Park City Outlet kitchen store. They have them, and they're a really great price, and they're great. They're great. So really, you can buy an expensive one. You can go to Williams-Sonoma. You can buy one on Amazon. They're all gonna work. They're all gonna work. Okay, so see, look how beautiful. So now we're gonna take the second. But like I said, that's the kind of stuff we're gonna start trying to do on our website. Have our favorite baguette pan, our favorite dough scraper, our favorite everything, because it's just gonna be there for you. It's gonna be our favorites just right there. You don't have to look any further. So we are working on that for you. We are working on that. Okay, so you're just pushing out from the middle and you're making a long hot dog bun, like I said. And then you're going to take a knife. Sorry, I have so much dough on my hands. You're going to take your knife and you're just going to cut slits down the middle. Now, in this recipe as well, it will say, put the water, that you put water at the bottom of your oven. You don't have to do that either. I don't do that every time. That creates a lot of steam. That can make your crust harder and all of that. I don't do it. I don't do it every time. So you don't need to do that. I get that question a lot too. So I forgot to get a dish towel. Okay, so you've cut the slits down the middle, and look, they don't look like the prettiest things, but wait till they come out. And then you're going to cover. You're done. Did you guys see how fast that really is? Has the altitude affected your baking? So can you believe that where we are from in Utah, it's actually way higher? So I'm used to high elevation. I'm used to high elevation. And sometimes it does, but not really in the bread. The only thing that's really affects in high elevation is doing pie crust. I guess it's really hard to make our pie crust, but our pie crust is so good with high elevation. Can you make this without a baguette pan? Yes, I just said you could. You can do it on a cookie sheet, or you could even actually cook it on a pizza stone. I've done that before too, but I would highly suggest buying this because it's not a lot of money, and I'm not kidding, it gives that amazing, authentic, just look. So after this rises, this is gonna rise really fast. How you know your bread is done is you're going to put a finger and you're gonna make like an indent, and when it stays So this is kind of coming back out. When the imprint stays, you know your bread is done and you're ready to bake it. Now, like I said, if the kitchen was really cold, I would put it next to my oven. I want it to be warm. Put it next to the sun, wherever. You want it to be warm when you do your bread. When this bread comes out hot, I love to rub butter on top of it. And there is nothing better than hot homemade bread with butter. I love it. There is nothing better. But the next day, this bread is insane for French toast. It's insane. And another trick that I don't know if I've shared with you before, that my mom actually learned too, I learned my tricks and tips from her, is the next day, if you have an old baguette loaf, you can literally run it, like I'm talking fast, under water, and then stick it back in the oven, and it completely revives your bread. It's the craziest thing. You'll have to try it. Because, you know, in France, they don't keep baguettes on the shelf for that long. They take it down. They like it super fresh when they're selling it. But it's really fun. The next day you can do that. But like I said, I have granite. So when I want the bread to be rising, I would put it on top of my breadboard too, because it's a warm surface. Okay, off the top of it, one of these days, you have to share how you and your mom stay thin and all the bread and sweets that you make. Okay, we did a live on that one time and we will do it again, but it's portion control. You can have everything and anything that you want, and that's not a joke. I have had 4 babies. I've put on 60 pounds. Every baby, every one of my sisters do. My mom did too. And it's just portion control. When you deprive your body and you just, when you go on diets, they don't work long term. And I feel like you're depriving yourself and you're saying, no, I can't have a cookie. And you try to go sugar-free for months or whatever. And what happens? When you then see a cookie after 5 months, I don't know if you're like me, I then eat the whole batch of cookies. Like I can't stop. I'll eat all the dough, all the cookies. It's just portion. It's like make the cookies, have a cookie, push it aside. You eat until you're satisfied. But yes, that's another amazing topic. And one of our ladies that I have no clue who she is, and I posted this over Christmas break, said, how am I losing weight following you? She started cooking and doing my 2-week meal plan with me. She said, how have I lost 9 pounds in the last, I think it was like the last month. I think she'd been following me maybe for a month. Maybe it wasn't 2 weeks. And she said, how am I eating bread, having butter, eating these insane meals, and I'm still losing weight? And that's not the first time we've ever heard that. And that's why I'm passionate about my mom's plan, because it's honestly a lifestyle. It's not just our recipes. It's our bonding with your family, creating dinner for your families, and having this amazing lifestyle. There's so much. I could talk about that for hours, Anyways, you guys are so wonderful. You're so wonderful. But did anybody need any other questions? I don't know how long I've been on here, but once my bread is done, then I'm just going to pop it in the oven and it bakes. My oven always bakes it by 15 minutes, and that is it. That is it. It's super fast. And like I said, it's just a great bread to pull out. Is the French bread recipe posted somewhere? I believe that it is, but if it's not, DM me and I will directly send you this recipe because you have to try it for your family. You will love it. My mom's breads are incredible. I feel like that's what she's really known for. Her pizza is amazing. I think I'm going to show you pizza again tomorrow because too many people ask for it every week. And our pizza dough one of our dough is 5 minutes to make. The other one is super fast, and it's the best homemade pizza you'll ever make. Anybody can do this, and that's why I'm doing this. I just want you to know that anybody can, and I want to prove it to anybody. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to go back through. How long does it usually take to rise? Super fast. If your kitchen is warm, I say 15 minutes. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, tops, sometimes faster than that. Let's look at it already. I'm sorry I got so much on my hands. Look, it's already risen a lot. So I'm probably just gonna stick this in like 2 more minutes. It goes really fast, really fast. How do you have kids and perfect hair every day? I do not. I need help with my hair. I love you, whoever that is. You're so nice. Is the recipe in one of your books? Yes, of course it is. It's in book number 1 and book number 2, actually. I have book number 2 right here. In book number 2, it's page 242. And just so you know, our gluten-free fans out there, there's a gluten-free baguette recipe as well. And it's really great. Anyways, is the pizza recipe in there? Yes, all of the pizza, all of our recipes, most of the recipes, unless I post them separately, they're all in my mom's 2 amazing cookbooks. They're amazing. They're on our website, thefoodnanny.com. And we had a sale over Christmas that we were doing both for $30. And we had so many people that were loving that sale that we've extended the sale. So you can buy both books for $30. It's an amazing price. And best bowl to mix in. Okay, I just love those. I love these OXO bowls because guess what? Plastic, most plastic, I know this is plastic, but other plastic bowls always break. So I love glass and I love these OXO mixing bowls. I love them. I love them. I love them. They are so great. They are so great. And like I said, yes, you can do it in a KitchenAid. I would never make the baguettes in a Bosch because they, it's not enough dough unless you were to double it. If you doubled this recipe, which I've done before, to make 4 baguettes instead of 2, I would make it in a Bosch. But a KitchenAid is fine too. The books are fantastic. Best purchase ever. Yay! Yay! We love it. Okay, well, thank you, you guys. I'm here for you. We will do more lives, and I want to answer any questions that you have. I want you baking for your family. And don't forget, your family is worth it. And I will post a recipe of our salad today and our taquitos. Our taquitos are super good. And I was just saying that I've heard before that some of you have said, gosh, it's a little dry. Add more chicken broth. But they're not dry. They're really good. And I love to dip them in a sauce. I'm a sauce freak. Anyways, thank you, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. And I will post the recipes later. Talk to you soon.